Hi, my name's Louise, and it's been 3 weeks since I last posted a YouTube video, and I have a very ADHD explanation for that. So, I'm Louise, also known as the anxious ADHDer, and I got a new brand. I've completely transformed from my old counselling name to the anxious ADHDer, and I went really all in on that over the last few weeks, and everything else, including recording here, just went by the wayside. And that's pretty much what this episode is about. It's one of those things that, comes up quite a lot for us ADHDers and can be misunderstood. Because for people from the outside looking in, it can look like inconsistency or that we're lazy or just don't care. And I hear this a bit from clients. I heard it a lot when I was a kid. I'd get really into something and then just drop it. And uh, my mum has said over the years many times, "Oh, you never stick at anything. Do you remember that time you were into Irish dancing? Do you remember that time you were into?" I actually remember the Irish dancing thing. They taught me the same four steps every week for 4 weeks, and I just got bored. But so we'll get that. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with you? Why can't you stick with things? And of course, there's nothing wrong. This is hyperfocus. We get hyperfocused, and then there's a dopamine crash that follows that. Because ADHD brains are dopamine driven. We move towards things that are interesting, things that are novel, things that are meaningful, or things that are urgent. When we create a sense of urgency, that can help as well. But really, we like the new, exciting, we like the shiny things. And we often talk about how people with ADHD can be easily distracted, can be scattered. And this hyper focus is pretty much the opposite of that. It's where something catches our brain's attention and we can go really, really deep and get really into it and get really caught up in it. And so for me, that was the rebrand. It was new and it was exciting. I got to be creative. I got to make a new logo and some new leaflets and do lots of work on my website. So lots and lots of dopamine. And these YouTube episodes, which I actually quite surprised myself, I love recording them. And then they're still meaningful, but they weren't new and shiny and exciting anymore. So it was harder for me to prioritize when I had this other list of things to do. So I still cared. It's not that I stopped caring, but my brain just went, oh, dopamine, shiny thing over here. And that's what happened. And then there's that bit of a crash. The hyperfocus doesn't last, the novelty wears off. I was so excited making changes on my website for a few days. I spent one day in my pajamas for the entire day because I just wanted to work on it. And that's past now. It's like, oh, I've still got that thing to fix on my website. So there's that sort of flatness or avoidance, oh, I need to do that, but I just can't bring myself to do it. And when you have, I'm not sure I love the term high functioning, but when you look like you've got it all together, let's put it that way. When you've got ADHD and you look like you've got it all together, it can be really confusing. Like, hang on, you know, I'm really capable. Why can't I do this thing? Why can't I do? For me, it's that small thing of I haven't updated my voicemail yet. It's not a big thing, but I'm stuck now. And this is where we can get kind of caught up in a bit of a shame spiral again that, oh, I always do this. I never follow through. I can't finish anything. I was going so well. What happened? So it's that sort of idea of when we get hyper focused and caught up in something, it's like a spotlight. We're shining a spotlight on something and it's incredibly powerful, but we can only shine it on one thing at a time. And everything else, it just kind of falls outside that beam. And it's not that it doesn't matter, it's still there, but we're not focused on it at the time. Our brain can only, do that one direction at once. So we're not, of course, as ever, we're not trying to change this. This is the way our beautiful brains work. It's learning how to work with it. Um, so, I mean, first of all, of course, is noticing the pattern. When we notice it, when we're aware, oh, hang on, I tend to get really caught up in something new, flag it to yourself. Kind of go, hang on, there are still other things in life. And while I'm totally putting my hands up here to the slacking on YouTube over the last couple of weeks, I still did prioritize going to the gym, getting my beautiful now 6-month-old giant puppy out for a walk, things like that that really did have to get done. Um, those things I protected. other things did go by the wayside. But when you know you have this pattern, you can kind of be aware, okay, this might happen. How can I make sure that other things that are important still get done? Having those almost anchors of coming back to the day when you get caught up in something, perhaps that's setting a timer. I'm allowed to work on this for X amount of time and then I need to come back up and, oh, here's my little reminder, my, to-do list or whatever sitting beside me to say, this is the thing you need to focus on next. And lower the bar a little bit for coming back to stuff as well. Rather than, right, I've gone all in, for example, on the rebrand, and then I need to be able to switch focus and do something else brilliantly. Do the thing really well that you really enjoy doing, and lower the bar then for getting back into other tasks, other routines. I mean, this episode is my re-entry, so hopefully it's not perfect. Hopefully it's not too bad. Here we are. Really, what I wanted to get across in this is our ADHD focus, that hyperfocus, is amazing. It can be so amazing. It's how we get things done. It's how so many ADHDers can achieve really amazing things, really surprising results. And I don't just mean those sitting down at 11 p.m. midnight to write an essay back in uni type thing, but also the things at work where we take on something and see a new way of doing it and start here and next thing we've got almost a complete project plan because we've just got really excited. It's amazing. And it works best when we understand it and we can work with it, when we can kind of go along without losing everything else in the process. So, if you've ever gone all in on something and then felt really bad about the other stuff, you're so, so not alone. You're not inconsistent. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just an ADHDer. These are the patterns that we have. And these are the patterns that I love helping clients with and supporting them with, so we can keep going in the direction of what's important to me, what do I want to focus on, and being able to put focused attention into that. And also bringing in, the other things that are also important to us, but just not our focus at the time, making sure that we get that bit of balance into things, making sure that at the end of the day, we can do that was a good day. I'm pretty happy with what I got done today. I'm pretty happy with what I didn't do, what I chose not to do today. I'm just kind of pretty happy with how my life is going. If that's something you feel like you'd like to talk to somebody about, get some help with some tools, some strategies, just a bit of a debrief even. I'm here for that, working in Brisbane and online, and I'd love to hear from you. Thanks.